What's up, boy? It's your boy George Brandon Brooks. You find me on Facebook, Squash on YouTube channel so we can chop it up. Or find me on YouTube so we can chop it up, George Brandon Brooks. Real quick, I just want to address a contradiction that's among Africans when it comes to America, and they like to talk about some baby mama culture. Most people don't know, right? In Africa, right? Particularly like Nigeria, and I think like Guyana, not Guyana, I said Guyana. Guyana's not in Africa. Ghana, Kenya, right? A lot of even some West African parts of Africa, right? Most people don't know, right? They have the highest orphanage in the fucking world. If you Google what country, what places have the most orphanages or orphans, it's in Africa, right? So to me, to hear people come in and talk about some baby mama, like, bro, y'all think about black people from what the fuck you see on TV, or from most of your experiences are not even from black people you know, or even fucking been around. That's the ridiculous part to me. But when you come from, half of the kids don't even know their mother and fucking fathers. At least there's baby mothers that got their mother around, and so situations where in the inner cities where they talk about people where the father has not been around because they felt victims to certain situations. But you're talking about a very small percentage. For the most part, most black people who are married in the middle class and the upper class, right? But where I come from, let's talk about all these orphanages that y'all got going on. I mean, you can go to Africa, get you a fucking kid for the low. And they have all kind of crazy situations where they do these kids all kind of wrong or dirty, mistreat them. Look at Madonna. I'm not saying she mistreat her kids, but look what she did to them. You go to Africa and they get the kids and they just do whatever the fuck they want to them. It was a situation where there was a white couple who adopted some African kids and they was mistreating them, starving them to death, doing all kind of shit to them. And Africans, y'all talk like y'all shit don't stink. And I just don't understand that shit, bro. Talking about crime. You know how many child soldiers they got running around? Boko Haram, Joseph Kony, all kind of fucking warlords. These African rebels running around Africa, certain countries in Africa that's against the government, walking around with fucking RPGs and shit. You want to talk about crime? I can't put the finger at nothing. Your backyard not clean. When you from, your house not clean. It's not. You got child soldiers and you got kids that's walking around in certain parts of Africa, war-torn parts of Africa, because a lot of parts of Africa are war-torn. Kids 10 years old walking around with AK-47s. Being brainwashed. Being told to go against the government. The government is the enemy. They kill them for rebel causes and shit. You still got rebel groups in Africa. Machetes and chopping people up. Killing people for certain causes. We can talk about what you do, where you come from. Let's talk about what you do where you come from. Where you come from is bad. Where you come from is bad too. Where you come from is worse. I'm sick of hearing Africans, and I'm talking about all Africans. Some Africans are cool. But y'all talk like y'all shit do not stink, bro, and I'm tired of it, bro. All kind of orphans and shit running around Africa. Kids don't know their mothers and fathers. Paternity frauds. You can't put the finger at nothing. That's why all y'all bounce for the fuck from over there. I'm not trying to shit with African brothers and sisters, but y'all don't check your own. A lot of African brothers and sisters say, oh, we being xenophobic, but y'all never say this shit to the ones who walking around with this negative mindset about black people, and then when we dish it back, or when we check them, y'all don't like it. I don't know, how could an African person that come from these third world countries point the finger at anybody? The white man ran you up from where the fuck where you was from. You didn't even stay in the fight. You got the fuck up out of there. Half of y'all living in London, Great Britain. Y'all don't even stay there. Y'all come over here. Living off our expenses, then you pointing the finger, but where you come from, it ain't no good. You ain't even trying to go back there. And to me, it just makes no sense. And to me, it just makes no sense to hear people who come from nothing but dysfunction, 10 times worse dysfunction, talk about some baby mamas. When the people over there, where you come from, the children over there, where you come from, don't even know their mothers and fathers. Don't even know them. All these orphanages or shit like that, white people come and grab the kids, doing all kind of crazy shit to them. I ain't doing nothing about that. See, in the black community, right, we don't have situations like that. We don't have situations like that because for the most part, in a black American family, somebody will be raised by their grandmother. They might be raised by their uncle or aunts, a family relative that take them in. For the most part, we don't really give up our kids away like that. Not in the black community. We don't not like that. In some cases, we don't. Somebody's going to take you in the black community. I'm talking about black America. Somebody's going to take you. You're going to be raised by your aunt and your uncle. Y'all don't even do that. Even when it comes to our dysfunction, we don't throw away our fucking kids like y'all do. Even if a black person don't have their mother or father, they're gonna be raised by grandma and granddad, or auntie and uncle. Somebody gonna take them. Every now and then they might fall victim to foster care. Not every now and then, not so much, not all the time. But we don't throw away our kids like I do. Talk about some baby mama culture. How can y'all point the finger about some type of dysfunction when we can do the same thing? That's the mind part blowing to me. And the dysfunction where you from is worse. So to me, it's hypocritical. It's you just like, how can y'all say anything about black people? How are you not in a position to? You never stay where you at. Y'all never fix up nothing there. It's so bad there. They ain't even got toilet seats where you from. People taking shits in the streets. You haven't even created a standardized toilet. People fucking 30 years old, 40 years old, and never have a pair of shoes on their feet. 30, 40 years old, never have a pair of shoes. Gotta take baths in the fucking river. But you want to point the finger at people. We ain't living like that. And to me, it's just crazy. So, I'm not talking about all African brothers and sisters. Most African brothers and sisters are cool. I'm not talking about all y'all. I'm just talking about the ones who walking around with this mindset, walking around with like their shit don't stink. Because you can't put your finger at nobody. I made this video particularly for African people who walking around talking about some baby mamas culture. What you talking about? I got all the baby mothers over there. Not even baby mothers. The kids don't even know their mothers and fathers. That's how bad it is. White people come and selling the kids and doing all kind of shit to them. We ain't living like that. We don't live like that. So you can't point the finger. And that's all I really want to say. But y'all can't put the finger at black people about nothing. Nothing. You have not fixed your own shit where you from. You ain't fixed where you come from yet. You haven't even figured out how to stop your people from starving. Gotta wait on the Red Cross to drop off a bag of grain and fucking rice. Yeah, I can say that. Yeah, I can say that because y'all want to talk about poverty, people in the projects. Y'all ain't even got projects. People living in shipping containers. People living in straight squalor. And you want to point the finger at people. And you left where you was from. You left. You got the fuck up from out of there. Having your experience about black Americans not even a first-hand experience. This was from what you see on TV or on a fucking movie or some shit like that. And then, like I said, let me play like this. Like I said, they will get so mad when we point out the negativity where they're from, how people are over there walking around with no shoes on, no clean drinking water, no food, living in a complete dysfunction. And they get mad. Imagine we thought this about them. Africans walking around with a big belly, hungry, all poor, living in just straight filth. Imagine if we took that image and thought that about Africans all together as a whole. We don't think like that. But did not think this way about black people, and it's only from an experience that you had from meeting one. I just don't get it. And it's jealousy. It's rooted in jealousy. The disdain you have for black people is rooted in jealousy. It's complete jealousy, hatred. Because you come from filth and dysfunction, and you have not figured out how to fix your dysfunction. Because we ain't living like that. We all ain't living in dysfunction. Ours is stable to a degree where people are able to make it out and do things. You have not done that. You have to leave. We don't have to leave to another government, another country to fix ourselves at other people's expense. So you're mad and hating. And that's what it all comes down to. So like I said, everybody shut them out.